breaks Billboard record, but Jungkook disappears without a trace as the world cheered on Jimin's achievement on Billboard this week. One name called for silence and a big question mark, Jungkook. In a moment of celebration among the ARMY, the news that Jimin managed to break the record as a K-pop soloist with the most entries on the Billboard Hot 100 through his latest single made global headlines. But no less astonishing is the sudden and mysterious disappearance of Jungkook from the public radar. Jimin himself performed amazingly. Her latest song, Velvet Bloom, fictitious title, debuted at number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100. Breaking the previous record, she held alone with the song like crazy. In fact, the song also dominated the global top 200, Spotify Global, and iTunes charts in more than 80 countries in just 48 hours. International music media, including Rolling Stone and Variety, immediately put a special spotlight on this achievement, calling it a new definition of a global K-pop soloist. But in the midst of all that glory, there was one emptiness. Jungkook was nowhere to be seen. No Weverse updates, no Instagram uploads, no spotted fans, and even, surprisingly, he also did not offer any public congratulations to Jimin, which is very unusual given the closeness of the two, who have always been open. This gave rise to various speculations. Some fans in the online community speculated that Jungkook was preparing a big surprise, like a sudden song release or a secret global project that requires total media conditioning and silence. This theory is reinforced by the emergence of reports that Jungkook was last seen around a secret recording studio in LA with the UMG production team and several famous American producers. But the other side of fandom feels uneasy. Some say that Jungkook may be experiencing great pressure due to his position and higher expectations after his solo success last year. Some fans even discussed the possibility that Jungkook was taking some time off for mental recovery or a break from the intense spotlight, and that's completely understandable. Even more mysteriously, some fans also noted that in the past weeks, signs of Jungkook's presence had completely disappeared from the radar. Not only publicly, but even his interactions with staff and verified accounts who are usually involved with his projects have dropped dramatically. One of the stylists who usually tags Jungkook in every fashion project, this time did not give a single hint, though he actively posts about other projects, including for Jimin. Jungkook's silence actually grew in the spotlight of Jimin's success. Many highlight that usually both support each other in important moments like this. Is this HYB's strategy to give Jimin the full spotlight? Or does it indicate an emotional dynamic that is not yet known to the public? One mysterious upload from an audio crew in Los Angeles ignited deeper speculation. She posted an Instagram story with the caption, "Recording with a ghost. No one talks. He just sings." The caption was accompanied by a dark studio image and a vintage microphone. ARMY immediately speculated that the ghost in question was Jungkook, an artist known for his intense recording style, and without much to say, is this the way Jungkook proceeds alone in silence, creating works that will make the world fall silent again? Some fans try to think positively. They believe that this is not a loss, but a preparation for something monumental. Moreover, HYB has been known for the strategy of silent drop and surprise release, which makes the comeback moment even more stomping. They believe that if Jimin is now the center of the world's attention, then Jungkook's turn will come in the form of the next big bang, in a typical style, quiet. But electrifying. As night comes and social media is still full of congratulations for Jimin, one question continues to reverberate in the global ARMY community. Where is Jungkook? Jimin's victory is definitely a new history, but the emptiness of Jungkook's presence feels like a shadow that cannot be ignored. Usually, every major achievement among BTS members will be greeted with cheers of support from the other members, especially from Jungkook, who is known to be the most expressive in showing his pride towards Jimin. But this time, nothing. No emojis, no reposts, no hidden messages. Just silence. The mystery thickens when fans detect that Jungkook hasn't opened Weverse in over a week. A rare thing, considering that usually he will appear even to greet with a simple phrase like, "Have you eaten?" or simply, "I miss you." Even his Instagram is untouched. The last time he was active was almost 2 weeks ago, with a story featuring the night sky in Los Angeles. Since then, silence. A number of wild speculations began to emerge. Some believe Jungkook is on a personal documentary project, which records his journey as a solo artist and the emotions he feels during this new phase of his life. This theory is reinforced by the leaked news of a video editor who wrote in his LinkedIn post that he was editing visuals for an Asian artist with an international track record, complete with the code name of the project, Golden Shadow. Others speculated that Jungkook was doing a social media detox on purpose, perhaps to make room for Jimin to shine, or maybe he himself is going through an important phase in his life, both professionally and personally. Not a few also suspect that this silence is a form of new promotional strategy from HYBE and Jungkook, something that has never been implemented before. Jungkook is known as an artist who doesn't like half measures. If he prepares something, he will do it wholeheartedly, in silence, until the time comes when the world is really ready to hear it. But the emotional side of this story cannot be ignored either. Some of the army began writing open messages for Jungkook on platforms such as Twitter and Weverse, with touching sentences such as, "We are happy for Jimin, but we also miss you, Jungkook. If you need time, take it. But please don't disappear for too long. Jimin's victory is also yours. We know you're there, proud in silence." Most interestingly, last night a music account with a trusted reputation released an exclusive article that Jungkook's global distribution team had scheduled a big release slot for one of the Asian artists in September, anonymously. This sparked speculation that Jungkook will make a silent comeback on an international scale in the near future, perhaps even with a full album in English designed for the Grammy market. In one Army Korea community forum, someone wrote that Jungkook's silence felt like the wind before the storm. And maybe it's true, because all this time, every time Jungkook disappeared, he always came back with something bigger than before. 7 exploded after a long silence. Standing Next to You was released without much signal. And if this pattern is true, then the world is standing on the verge of a big shock, whether it's about a new song, a personal documentary, a global collaboration, or just a much-needed break. Jungkook's silence isn't a sign he's gone. He is permeating, designing, shaping something from his innermost being. Because Jungkook never moves half-heartedly. When he returns later, he will shake things up as he always does, and perhaps, in his silence, he was saying, "Congratulations to you, Jimin. I'll be right behind you, but in my own way." The army can only wait. And as always, they'll be here. For Jimin, for Jungkook, and for the day when the two lights again shone side by side, split the sky of the music world with unsurpassed works and stories. In a world full of highlights, silence can be the loudest statement. As Jimin stands atop the Billboard, breaking records and creating new history for K-pop, Jungkook's shadow, the one that is usually always present, laughing, congratulating, or simply saying hello, suddenly disappears. But maybe that's where the power is. Behind his absence, there is a sweet tension that only magnifies expectations. A silence that is not about nothingness, but about preparation. Because Jungkook's every step, even without a voice, always brings something that will change everything. Army, with their love and patience, knew that this was not the end of the story. This is just a pause, a deep breath taken before jumping further. They knew that behind the scenes, in the studio room, or perhaps in the silent middle of the night, Jungkook was shaping something. Whether it's a song, a message, or a new part of him that we've never seen before, and when he returns, with or without an announcement, the world will know. Not only because the music will again top the charts, but because every second of his silence has prepared the world for something that cannot be ignored. For now, the spotlight remains Jimin's, and it's a victory worth celebrating. But for Jungkook, the next stage is waiting. Quiet, spacious, and full of possibilities. And we all know, when Jungkook finally steps up again, the world will never be the same.